I'm talking with Craig about a walk which he and a guy called Danny are about to undertake from, I think it's Torrux Costa to Gibraltar. So, hi Craig, how you doing?
I'm good, thanks, Lee.
Jolly good. Now, this walk that you're about to undertake, first off, you are serving servicemen. Is that correct?
Yes, we're both in the army, Lee.
And they're giving you time off to do the walk, or are you using your own time to do it?
We're using our own time. We're taking annual leave for this.
Blimey. Now, there is a reason why you're doing this, and it's not just for the fun of it, is it?
Oh, no, absolutely not. It's not for the fun. It's for a passionate reason, really. We want to basically help to get veterans off the streets from all three services. We feel passionate about it, and we've taken up the charity SAFA to help us do this.
That's the SSAFA.
Yes.
Do you know what that stands for? Because I don't.
It's soldiers, sailors, airmen, and it's a charity. It looks after all three services.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's in the name, SAFA.
Right. Now, a lot of people think to themselves, it's terrible. I mean, you see it on TV. You maybe even see it when you're in the UK. You see people sleeping in doorways. These guys have given their time. They've given their lives to protect us, and they end up dumped on the streets. Is this why you're doing it? I mean, I think it's incredible.
Well, obviously, it's a challenge for Danny and I to walk this distance. But the reason we don't want anybody on the streets, but because we're both serving soldiers, we particularly don't want our service personnel sleeping in doorways and, like you say, on the streets and in terrible places. And it could be for a multitude of reasons. It could be marriage breakup, it could be PTSD, it could be for whatever reason it is. There are many, many reasons why people don't live in houses. Some choose to do that, and they don't want to be helped. But there are many out there that are in a place and they're too proud to ask. And it's just the ethos in the forces that we don't tend to ask for help. We expect to help, but we don't expect help back.
No,
and basically, as a serving soldier, both Danny and I, we feel passionately about this, and we know that there are many on the streets that, they shouldn't be there. And they're brothers and sisters to us at the end of the day, Lee.
Yeah. I mean, I know that there are projects going on in the UK in certain places where they are trying to get homes or places where people can stay. But there's just not enough, is there?
No, there's not enough. But let's disregard them. Absolutely not. They're doing a fantastic job out there. And there are many places all over UK that are trying to renovate old streets and houses. And it's even been on TV with Nick Knowles. They've done streets for forces and veterans and war heroes. So, like I say, I don't want to dilute those because they're absolutely fantastic and people will support them. That's absolutely brilliant. But Danny and I, we're supporting SAFA because they look after all the three services.
Yeah.
We're both Army, but we have family in the Navy, and we've some distant family that's been in the Royal Air Force.
Right.
But notwithstanding that, Lee, we're a brotherhood, and we're all one force, really. We have our little bits of banter between each service, of course.
Of course.
And the Royal Navy is the senior service, absolutely, and we don't disbelieve that. It is true, but we're all a family, Lee, at the end of the day, and all we're trying to do, me and Danny, is obviously we're going to get fit, hopefully. We're going to be fed out there. Our marketing manager, Dean Neeland, has been absolutely brilliant out there in Spain, getting all these connections for us and lots of publicity in both radio and newspapers and local publications. And we've now broke into the UK market on the media front, which in a newspaper. So it's getting bigger. But that said, it's not about me and Danny. It's about these guys on the streets, and we just really, really want people to press donate.
Yeah.
On the website, really, Lee.
Now, this is the most important thing, isn't it? I mean, I know that there are a lot of ex-servicemen, ex-service people, let's put it that way, out here in Spain. But it's not just them. It's everybody. Everybody could just press a little button and donate a couple of euro. or €20 or 40 or whatever.
Absolutely. It doesn't matter if it's €1. If 1,000 people donate €1, that's €1,000. You know, we're not asking for lots of money. We're not asking for £60 million in a night. We're asking for just people who care, because we're all related to a serviceman somewhere. We're granddads, grandmas, mothers, fathers, brothers, sisters. You know, we're all connected in some way. We've all got a family member that's been in the forces. Unfortunately, we've not got many of them that are veterans, but you can guarantee that out of every 4 persons you see on the street sleeping rough, the ex-services.
Yeah.
And it's not good.
No, I know that I've had friends who a while back were serving in Northern Ireland, and I saw the state they were in when they came back. And I just sort of think to myself, you know, God, I couldn't do it. I'm just not brave enough, clever enough, bright enough to do what they did. And you just think, God, I wish I could give something back to these guys. Well, this is a way of doing it, isn't it?
It absolutely is, Lee. It really is. Like I say, Dean has been tirelessly working in the background. He's even created a YouTube. And I know a lot of young people now basically watch YouTube as a living. He's created a YouTube account for us, which is #WalkToTheRock. We've got an email account as well, which businesses, corporate businesses, if they want to help in some way, you know, they can email us on walktotherock2019@gmail.com. But most importantly, and last but not least, is we have a Just Giving site where people can physically donate. And there's even a short link to that too, if you don't want to use the keyboard too much. It's just all the w's.walktotherock.co.uk.
Right.
And that will take you straight to the link. And all I ask, please, is just people just read the story, a little background story, and press the donate button. However small it is, it all helps.
Now, you are setting off, it's 111 miles, I think, on this journey. But it's not the first time you've done a journey like this, because you did one from Walsall to Bradford, didn't you?
We did as a family group, Lee. And it was basically the brainchild of my nephew, Paul, my young nephew, my brother's son, Paul. We're both Bradford City supporters, and Paul decided that we wanted to do something for Cancer Research UK and for the Bradford Burns unit after the fire disaster of 1985, and also to raise some money for some hospices that had cared for our family members that had sadly passed with cancer. Mm-hmm. So we did walk 100 miles, and that was myself and my brother and 3 nephews, one of which is Danny, who's on this next walk with me again. So Danny, because he's in the forces, Lee, he's getting roped into everything, and you know, as we say in the forces, he's been voluntold.
Yes.
So, but he expected the phone call at Christmas. My niece Katie, his wife, answered the call, and she just sniggered to Danny and said, "It's Uncle Craig." So he knew that there was going to be another big challenge ahead, and this is it, Walk to the Rock, which is going to be phenomenal. So that's a little bit of the background story, Lee.
Now, you're doing this, and I found out a little bit of information, which I don't know whether you're prepared for me to say, but I'm going to say it anyway. You're doing this carrying a back injury. I mean, it's not as though, I'm sorry, but you're not sort of like 150% fit. I mean, you've got a back injury, so surely that's going to cause you some pain.
Well, Lee, yeah, there's a couple of things. As you know, I've been in the forces now 36 years, and many years ago, and I'm not trying to tell a little story, but many soldiers and our servicemen pick up injuries over time. And there was a point in my career back in the mid-90s where I used to do tug of war for the forces, and I pulled my back and then found out that there's a couple of vertebrae in the top of my spine that have crumbled, which has physically disabled me a little bit, but I'm still thankful that I can still work. So, yeah, it is painful. Every step I take is painful. So it is a challenge, because most service personnel will say 111 miles, that's nothing.
Yeah,
but when you're carrying a back injury, it's excruciating.
I can imagine.
So,
I can imagine.
but yeah. And also, added to that, which is a little bit more private, but I don't mind mentioning it, unfortunately, a couple of years ago, I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. So there's a benefit to me here by walking. It will hopefully take that risk or lessen that risk of developing to something worse.
Yeah.
So walking really does help me.
Now, on the trip, on the walk, you've got a support vehicle, obviously.
Yes, we do.
And that vehicle has space available for people to sponsor it.
It does. It really does. And once again, Dean is working tirelessly to get some corporate sponsorship for us. Our good wives, Danny and I, we're married to Nikki, my wife, and Katie, my niece. They're going to be our admin support and driving around in this lovely vehicle that's going to be not too far from us with lots of water.
Yeah, you'll need it.
But we're going to need a lot of water. I think that's going to be our, I wouldn't say nemesis, but that's going to be the challenge. The distance is not the challenge for us, it's the weather.
Yeah.
And the girls in the car, which hopefully we can get some nice things put on the car, which obviously Walk to the Rock on there. The girls are going to get some T-shirts, hopefully, with sponsorship on the back of it. And that's what we're trying to do now. And Dean is working on getting some corporate sponsorship to make the car look good and official. So yeah, you're right, Lee. We have got a car with our lovely wives in it.
Now, the route you're taking, I don't want you to go through it now, because what I want people to do is to go on to www.walktotherock.co.uk, because I know that there are points on there where you can actually donate money, and there are also that will give an idea of the route. What I would like is anybody who's not doing anything on, and the date is
17th of April.
Right. Anybody who's
to the 20th of April.
Through those few days, if you have a few moments spare, find out where these guys are going to be, go see them, give them a round of applause, and chuck something in a bucket or anything. Just a few, whatever you got in your pocket. But support them, yeah?
Absolutely, Lee. I would like to mention that we've got many bars along this route that have actually, from day one, from Dean's connections, have decided to put tins in their bars and restaurants. And we've got lots and lots. I think we've got 19 tins from Torrox to Gibraltar. 19 businesses are supporting us. And if you could, if you join the group Walk to the Rock, there is a list in there of all the bars that are actually helping us. So if people are going on holiday, or if people in the area and they fancy a nice drink and something to eat, please go to those locations and put your money in as well, because, you know, we're so thankful for all the support we're getting by all the local businesses out in Spain, from the expat community and the veterans. It's immense. We're bowled over by it, to be fair, Lee.
Okay. Now, there is one more thing which I want to do. I've got some friends who are bikers who are all ex-forces. I'd like to get in touch with them and tell them what you're doing, because they might want to do something to help you. Would that be okay?
That'll be fantastic, Lee. Thank you very much. And please use the email and send information to Dean, who's our project manager, marketing manager. He's our new Lord Sugar. He's all over this, is Dean, and he is an absolute star. He's giving up his free time from day one, and he's working tirelessly for us. But that said, Danny is currently in Germany on exercise with his regiment, and he's working hard and tirelessly doing his training out there. And Katie and my wife, they are basically our walking widows. They've supported us all the way on this, and our family and friends in England as well, massively. I just want to say thanks to everybody.
Okay. Well, we wish you so much luck, Craig. I'm going to try and catch up with you somewhere on the walk. If I can, I'll sort of come down and maybe we'll have a chat. I'll try and walk along with you and have a chat with you while you're walking. Because that'd be a bit of fun, wouldn't it?
It will, yeah. But yeah, absolutely. Please join us for a mile or two or whatever. And it will also keep Danny and I from killing each other.
Right.
Because the conversation can change. As you can imagine, the first day's walk is all the way to Benalmadena, which is the biggest chunk of the walk. So we're going to have to be quite pacey and ensure that we get a good night's rest. We've even got, Lee, I do apologise for keeping you so long.
No.
There's a beauty place in Benalmadena that's offered to give Danny and I a leg rub at the end of the day, which I am pretty sure we're going to need that. We're going to need this leg rub. And my wife was so pleased when Dean told us that the beauty salon in Benalmadena is going to do that, because he says, thank goodness for that, because I don't like your feet.
Well, look, guys, I wish you all the best. I'm going to give it one more time. It is Walk to the Rock. And if you want to do email, it's at gmail.com, or it's www.walktotherock.co.uk. Yeah?
Lee, I'll just correct you on the email.
Okay,
it's
please.
Walk to the Rock 2019.
Okay.
Walk to Rock 2019 at gmail.com.
Right, so don't forget the 2019.
That's the email, Lee.
All right, mate. Well, hopefully we're going to see you. All the best. 17th to the 20th of April. Get your walking boots on.
Thanks, Lee.
All right, mate. Take care.
Cheers. Thank you.